Alright, man. Last video of the night. Let's get it. Yeah. What up, gang? What up, squad? It's your boy, Ethereum, the realistic, coolest, the trillest young king. Only two platforms as we speak. Welcome back to another lit banger, gang. So we got, oh shit, hold on. We got, bro, I'm sorry. My shit tweaking on me. We got fantastic hip hop. How J. Cole, excuse me, how J. Cole's Kendrick diss changes everything. Go check out my reaction to J. Cole's 7-minute drill. I reacted to it. Went bonkers on that bit. Alright, but we're gonna go ahead and hear what this man got to say. I think we did a reaction to this before, and it did pretty well. So we're gonna go ahead and react to it. If you're new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers on me, check out. Let's go ahead and hear what this man got to say. Let's get it.
After weeks of waiting for somebody to respond to Kendrick Lamar's insane verse on Future and Metro Boomin's Like That, while Drake is still dodging the studio, J. Cole has answered to Kendrick, and he didn't just come.
And you know what's crazy? J. Cole, he been about to come out with an album. Like, I pretty much think his album was already done before all this started. He probably added that song in at the last minute. You get what I'm trying to say? Like, he been hinting at him having a new album out. You know what I'm saying? But I guess he didn't know all this was gonna happen.
With a diss song of his own, but he released an entire new record titled Might Delete Later, and with Cole right now being in the biggest feud that he has ever been in his career. The question everybody's asking is, did Cole take a lead against Kendrick in this beef so far, or did he fold under the pressure? Now, when we look at Might Delete Later, it's important to understand what this record is trying to do in its entirety. As J. Cole has been teasing this project for the past few months through cryptic snippets on burner social media accounts, he has already laid this album out to not just tease what will be coming for his final album, The Fall Off, but from Might Delete Later's dark production to Cole's demeanor, which seems much more intense than it has ever been. This LP is here to set a fire in the rap world and serve as a warning to every other MC that they cannot compete with J. Cole, and as Kendrick Lamar just poured gasoline all over the genre with his latest verse, this has only raised the stakes of the entire project even more. So when it comes to how J. Cole performs, as the pressure and tension in the rap game has never been higher, while we need to dive into this project more to see if he was able to get the best of Kendrick, it's obvious.
Man, if y'all haven't heard the song, y'all tweaking. I don't even know why y'all watching this shit. Y'all should watch this, listen to the song, and then come back.
That throughout so much of this LP, J. Cole is rapping on a level that we have never seen from him before. The J. Cole we see on most of this project is not the typical humble and friendly Cole that we are used to seeing so often, but instead, we see a hungry, vicious, and aggressive version of the Dreamville leader who truly sounds like he is gonna swing at anything in his way. The combination of this never-before-channeled bravado and Cole's sharp lyrical sword that is flexed throughout the project makes this easily one of his most exciting performances as while you go through the tracks on this album. Hearing Cole in this type—
Bro, if y'all seen all the features he had on this album, I told y'all, comment if y'all want me to react to the album. I will. That shit was hard.
The bag just expand and show us aspects of his arsenal that we have never seen before. Makes this record feel like a training session of the highest magnitude, and you can't stop listening to it because you know that at the end of the day, as the energy intensifies and you get closer to that final song, you are getting one step closer to seeing how Cole is going to use all of the skill we see him flex to enter the ring and fight Kendrick Lamar. Now, right alongside the enthralling performance from J. Cole, what makes this journey towards standing up to his greatest foe so captivating is the production on the record, which is so varied and dynamic, yet it all manages to feel so grandiose, which ultimately allows the entire LP to have such a distinct atmosphere in its entirety. Whether it's the gloomy instrumentals that are purposefully distorted and muddied up to make all of Cole's bars feel so much more raw and jagged, or even some of the more soulful instrumental loops that J. Cole has ever rapped over in his career. The soundscape on Might Delete Later works just as hard as J. Cole does for the most part in its attempt, and keyword attempt, to show us that Cole isn't just the best MC alive, but that he is the best hip-hop artist out right now, and he's got a top class.
He is, bro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like, J. Cole, I think he came out in what, 2010, 2009, something like that? And he's in good company, but who from that time is still, can do other than Drake, can still top charts? I mean, Kendrick does sometimes because he barely dropped, but like who from, let's say, 15 years ago, from 15 and on, is still can rap with these young niggas? Because the young niggas, they taking over with their bullshit ass mumble rap. So who's really keeping up? J. Cole, and he's doing it with like barely any pressure. You feel me?
Messier for beats. Now, while all of this defines the very identity of Might Delete Later, what everyone of course tuned in to see is how J. Cole decided to stand up to Kendrick Lamar after being embarrassed by him for the second time in his career, and while after Kendrick's Control verse came out in 2013, Cole did not have much to say this time around.
Damn, look at young J. Cole. Oh my god. Yo, I'm this old. I'm this old, gang. Hold on. Bro, why that shit won't... I'm this old. This is the J. Cole that I grew and learned to love. The 2014 Forest Hills, the 2011 or 12 Nobody's Perfect. Nobody's perfect, but you perfect for me. Yeah, that's what I know. Damn, how times have changed.
Did not have much to say this time around. He is not shying away from coming at Kendrick as throughout the entire project, Cole doesn't just prepare his lyrical sword for the final blow. Now, as you go through the track list on Might Delete Later, and many of the cuts get more introspective and tense, Cole throws out some subliminal disses that seem to be targeted at Kendrick Lamar and his most recent verse, but aside from this, Cole did something pretty diabolical on this record by featuring none other than one of Kendrick Lamar's day one collaborators, fellow Black Hippie members, and former Top Dog Entertainment label mate Ab-Soul on the track Pie. And while Soul does not diss Kendrick on this record, just having what used to be one of his closest friends on this project is honestly an evil move from Cole, and with there being rumors that Kendrick has had some tension with TDE ever since he left the label in 2022. What this looks like from the outside is that now TDE, on at least some level, has taken the side of J. Cole, and this is really a massive betrayal considering the amazing output Kendrick gave to the label when he was signed to it. And speaking of Kendrick's musical output, this is one of the main points J. Cole uses to diss Lamar on the record's outro song that is targeted to him 7.
Kendrick is funny. I would have been like, hey, take your light skin back at your light skin ass back to play basketball or something. Like, I would have came up, I mean, he came up with a hard diss, but like, I would have like made fun of him playing basketball. Like, but how you call yourself a rapper, but you trying to play basketball and shit? Master P wannabe looking ass. Hey, don't come fuck with me, cause I can't rap. I ain't gonna have no comeback.
Drill, and with this 3-minute cut, while the rest of Might Delete Later leads you to think that Cole is gonna fire back to Kendrick with some all-time great material, in actuality, this diss is much more complicated than that. 7-Minute Drill is the song that the entire Might Delete Later project was designed to lead up to, as it's trying to be the moment that is going to explode the rap world as we know it and seemingly give J. Cole the edge above Kendrick in this beef. But when it comes to the execution of this song, the route Cole decided to take was interesting to say the least. Now, to start off with the positive, what J. Cole gets right about this song, the up-tempo glitched out beat from T- sets the perfect tone for Cole to come at Kendrick in full force with, and beyond just this, from the confidence to the bravado, J. Cole presents himself in a way that is still on brand and collected to some level, but for his standards is so hostile and battle ready, and with the entire project working to set this up. This moment feels like a fulfilling climax until Cole actually begins to go in on Kendrick. Now, as Cole begins the first verse on this cut, just in the second line, he alludes to the current state of Kendrick Lamar's career and artistry with the bar, "He fell off like The Simpsons," which is obviously implying that Cole believes that Kendrick has fallen off. But before we dive into this further, as the verse rages on in the next bar, Cole attempts to destroy Kendrick with the lines, "Your first was a classic, your last was tragic. Your second put people to sleep, but they gassed it. Your third was massive, and that was your prime. I was trailing right behind, and now I just hit mine." And with
hard. I lost my shit when that, bro. Y'all need to go check out my reaction right now. Stop playing. That shit was, I lost my shit again.
This series of bars, this entire gotcha moment that Cole tried to pull on Kendrick just crumbles for so many reasons. Now, first off, with Cole saying your first album was a classic, while on the track it says Kendrick's first album, what he's actually referring to is his second album, Good Kid, Mad City, which is the same exact way MGK dissed Eminem in their rap beef, as he mixed up when certain albums came out, and ultimately, with a slip like this, just as Eminem made fun of MGK for not even getting his facts right before coming at him, Kendrick now has the power to do the same thing. But beyond this, Cole says Kendrick's last album was tragic? Now, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers was not an album that was designed for the clubs, but to call this album tragic...
Nah, I liked it. Now, I heard that one song on there when he was changing faces and stuff. It was hard. Like, you know, like I said, I've never been a big Kendrick fan, but from going music-wise, I thought that shit was hard. So, I don't know what the hell he's talking about.
And say that Kendrick has fallen off because of it is just blasphemous, as this project had such a greater impact than just being a huge popular commercial record and making Cole sound even more ridiculous. He then says, referring to Kendrick's second album, To Pimp a Butterfly, that it put people to sleep and they overhyped it, which okay? I could sit here and get mad about this, but this is such a subjective way to throw out a diss that it's not even worth it. And then, with Cole going on to say that Damn was when Kendrick peaked, as it was such a massive record, going back to him calling Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers tragic. If he's basing this off of the success of an album, Mr. Morale literally outsold the off-season first week, so from Cole getting the timelines wrong, not sticking to a criteria to define greatness, and just speaking his unpopular opinions and trying to push them as fact, this diss just feels lame. Now, Cole is still...
Damn, when he put... See, this is why I like watching this shit, because he put shit in perspective. I didn't know none of this shit. I just was listening to the bars. The shit was hard, but if you a real fan and you really know your music, then you know he had a mix-up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm the best lyrical watcher or whatever. You know what I mean? I be minding my own business, but a lot of motherfuckers probably didn't catch that. Hell, y'all probably didn't even catch it.
Still able to pick things back up as he boasts about his skill and talks about the run he is on, which is definitely a fair point considering how dominant and great of a feature artist he has been. And then as he disses Kendrick's Grammys and calls the awards show meaningless, I gotta say that was a genuinely great call out, but then the verse begins to plunder again as Cole resorts to just making fun of Kendrick Lamar for not dropping enough music, which, considering the quality of whatever he releases when he does drop, is just...
When Doug and Andre came to TurboTax,
is genuinely fire.
Navigated a turbulent housing market.
No cap.
Is just a ridiculous critique, but beyond this, on the second half of the song, Cole once again alludes to the lack of music from Kendrick with the line, 4 albums in 12 years, I can divide, which is a reference to one of Jay-Z's disses at Nas on his song Takeover, and I think we all know what happened after Jay-Z dropped Takeover, which was, of course, Nas clapping back at Jay and humiliating him with the song Ether. Now, I'm not super...
Bro, I might need to go back and react to those songs, gang. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. Now that's probably gonna get views, gang.
Superstitious. But J. Cole seemingly falling into the same trope that got MGK embarrassed in his feud with Eminem, and then interpolating a line from the song of the rapper who lost in the most iconic beef in hip-hop history, just makes it seem like beyond what you even think about Cole's disses, he has put the writing on the wall for himself to just get destroyed at this point when Kendrick eventually decides to clap back. Now, it's really frustrating because even with all this, I don't think this diss is horrible musically between the T- beat in the first half and the Conductor Williams one in the second, and also, Cole dropping a line like, I'm fully loaded, I can drop 2 classics right now is genuinely great, but overall, when you look at this verse in its entirety and see all of its flaws, there is no reality where what Cole did on 7 Minute Drill is better than what Kendrick Lamar did on Like That. Now, with that said, Kendrick Lamar has to respond to this, and I do think that he will, whether he makes another appearance on Future and Metro Boomin's upcoming second album, We Still Don't Trust You, or he releases a song or even project of his own, because now, with Cole not just releasing a diss that, while not great, still has everybody talking, and on top of that, giving us an entire project of some of his most inspired material ever, while most hip-hop fans will still refer to Kendrick as the king of the rap game. With all this new material that Cole's given us out of nowhere, he has definitely turned people's heads and made this feud interesting. So all in all, with J. Cole's new album Might Delete Later, while the Kendrick diss did not hit as hard as it could have, and Cole may have made some errors that may make him the laughingstock of the rap world very soon, as a whole, this is one of Cole's most entertaining projects ever, and it definitely makes a strong push in the early album of the year race for me. So let me know, what do you think of J. Cole's Kendrick diss and his new album as a whole? And if you want to see every single rapper who is actively beefing with Drake right now and find out why it seems like the entire industry...
Damn, yeah. No, I mean, yeah, he had a little mix-ups or whatever. But, I mean, if it could happen to Jay-Z, it can happen to J. Cole. Just being 1,000. So, I mean, if Kendrick want to come back and expose that, you know, J Cole, you left that door open. That's your fault. You feel me? But y'all comment y'all below, man. Did J Cole one up Kendrick, or is Kendrick still leading the way? I feel like J Cole might have one upped him, but once this dude put it like that, I'm not so sure, man. I'm not so sure. I would have to go home. I would have to do my research. What my son say? I do my research. I do my research. I would have to do my research. Anyway, man, if you're new, subscribe, like the video, comment some more bangers you want me to check out, man. Until next time, your boy D is gone. We out this.